See, I'll pick it up from him. When you talk about use of AI in cybersecurity and the threats coming in with use of AI, um, we have to also look into the aspect that what are the vulnerabilities when you're using AI. So it's good to inculcate AI in your organization when it comes to fighting or when it comes to creating that entire system in place when it comes to cybersecurity. But while utilizing that, you have to have a lot of things in mind, keep a lot of things in mind. It would be similar as, what happened with privacy long back. That today you talk about privacy by design, it's very difficult to, implement privacy by design. And that's where it will come in place that you need to understand the biasness, you need to understand how vulnerable those AI things would be, what all data sets are you utilizing in building those AI things, what are rights available over there. DPDP Act is there, but apart from this, GDPR and a lot of other privacy laws are existent worldwide. Do that company who is providing you with data or you procuring the data, is there a proper consent for that mechanism? If you don't have that consent, tomorrow you will land up in more of a litigation and a difficulty than practically trying to solve the problem. So the solution will bring in more problem for you if you at the initial stage do not understand these issues and you don't have mechanisms to keep yourself secure or mitigate that entire risk while utilizing AI. No denial of the part, and I think people here with me are more in the technology part of it or security part of it for that matter to tell you that how AI can be utilized when it comes to cybersecurity. But I would say not to be scared of it, but at the same time be aware about all the risk associated with AI, legal plus security risk, and learn how to mitigate that aspect of having entire systems in place, having contracts in place when you're taking data sets. When I say contracts in place, if there is a third-party vendor who's building it for you, or if you're buying it from third-party vendor, have that indemnify yourself, ask them to have consents into it. There are copyright issues, IPR issues. So I think whole maybe a cheat card to put a tick the moment you are using AI in your system, because you cannot escape from not using AI. First and foremost, you need to have that strong governance policy so that it is being driven, it's been adopted very strictly. From that, you start put in every aspect. When I talk about right from data poisoning to an aspect of biasness, to an aspect of privacy, vulnerabilities from third-party infiltration, to wrong data sets, inadequate data sets, to copyright and trademark issues, the ownership aspect of it. When you have, these are such some examples. So have those things very clearly been defined, and in and around that, have your entire systems in place, have paperwork in place, have contracts in place, have undertakings in place, where you clearly take consent from the people you're taking data, from an organization or a third-party vendor you're taking the data. You take very clear, explicit, unambiguous consent that they have a consent for the data they're providing it to you. That's number one to keep, because tomorrow, if in whatever scenario something happens, you are the one who will be the face and you will be the one to put across. Now, when you don't have an entire understanding, first from where you have taken, who all are the parties involved in between, to transfer your liability, it will play a very important role. And if you're not in a place to shift that liability or transfer that liability, you'll be paying you'll be paying the price for the things you have not done it. So have those in place very clearly. Then your policy need to have that clear understanding of, there are a lot of ways where you can understand biasness, and those data sets, those questions can be utilized, which can continuously keep working. So whenever you're having any of the model, you need to have those different questions, and those questions kept on asking. When you keep asking, you will understand whether the result or this thing is, there is an aspect of biasness. When it comes to security, then also you can start continuing. It's a continuous process that you have to keep doing it. That's what I said, that you need to have that governing policy in place, which will define when, how much, what all has to be done continuously. It cannot be a one-time activity, as somebody was saying, that, not that one lecture or a two lecture or one session or one outsider comes and tells you things. No, it has to be, when we used to talk about privacy by design, security by design, when you talk about AI also, you need to understand how you're getting it, what you're getting into, what is the result, and for that all purpose, where all places you can strictly put in that there's no infiltration, plus you have all the rights of things you're doing in place. And you have all the contracts. I'm again and again talking about contracts, but trust me, today is not the stage, but tomorrow there would be issues that would arise, and that's where you need to have that contract in place to transfer your liability, because the penalties would be unimaginable. Apart from penalty, you will have people also coming and doing things, and that's where you will have to have that aspect where it comes in, because if you don't have that paperwork or that trail or that transparency, you would not be able to put accountability at the place where it should be.